Hello and welcome everybody to the Skill Titans podcast. I'm your host Shreyaan Daga and I have a very special guest with us today. So, Miss, if you could please tell the audience a little bit about yourself and what you've been doing so far.
Yeah, very good morning to all of you. I am Shalini Tewary, the principal of Lucknow Public International School, which is situated at Bareil, Barabanki. And this is my 27th year into teaching with the 17 years of administrative experience. I had started my career with a very famous school, City Montessori School in Lucknow. And from there, I rose from a teacher to a senior headmistress to a principal. So I have been very much into academics. My schooling is all from ICSC, and I have finished my PhD in English. So it's a little brief about me, and it's a pleasure that I am here today.
Absolutely, Miss. And I am very honored. The number of years of experience you have is so vast, and the kind of things you have learned so far. Today, we're just going to dive deep on that only. So, Miss, being in the education space since so long, what have you seen about entrepreneurship, startups, business making? Should it be taught in schools? What are your thoughts on it as a principal?
Yeah, Shreyansh, I would let you know, like if I compare the education, like when we were studying, the system was very different. And within years, if I say from 2012, I saw a lot of changes coming. Like all board examinations were based on rote learning, and children had to mug up the books and then score marks. But with the NEP coming now, again the focus has come back to skills. When we were studying in class 10th, I remember the sixth subject which we were given was shorthand. So that was a skill that we were taught. As in SUPW, we were taught a lot many things like book binding and all these things. But gradually I found that everything vanished, and it was only rote learning. But thanks to NEP, that again the focus has come on skill based learning. But as a principal, like my principalship experience has been, this is my 11th year as a principal. So, as a principal in whichever school I have been, I have always focused. Like in class 3, if a teacher is teaching science, I tell her not to focus on books, but to focus on practicals. If you are teaching germination, tell the children to bring beans, germinate it in the class, so that the children, they remember things if they learn it by doing.
Absolutely.
And skill I have introduced, like in from class 6 I have introduced coding for the children, so that they can, because in the coming times it would be impossible for any government to give jobs to so many people. So every child should have a skill. I
Correct.
tell the girl also that if you are fond of jewelry, learn jewelry making. you know if their children are taught skills, then every school should take up skills right from class 3. I've introduced robotics also in my school. AI is there in from class 9th onwards as a subject.
Wow.
So, if skills are taught, then what happens? The children or the parents, they are not bothered that what will my child do once he or she leaves the school.
Correct.
No, if a child is well versed with the computers, after 12th only, he or she can start earning. And I know that COVID must have taught many people this lesson, that people who were, using their hands and skills had no issues. Only the people who were in job had lot many issues.
Absolutely.
So my focus after COVID though has been thoroughly and thoroughly on skill based learning for children.
Wow. And that is such an amazing thought, Miss, because when a principal says this, it has a lot of value when many people talk about rote learning is there and this is there. But when you say it, it holds a lot of value that we want to shift. We have to shift towards skill development. And Miss, talking strictly about the skill of business, the skill of entrepreneurship,
Yeah.
how can it be taught in our schools today? Is it even possible? What will the parents think? What is your thoughts on that?
Yes, we can teach them entrepreneurship in the sense like every school has a monitor, every school has a house prefect. So the leadership is the first, entrepreneur value which a child is learning in school.
Correct.
So we can take them for entrepreneur lessons. I think from class 5, it would be very good if we start teaching them entrepreneur skills, because see, knowing a skill is different and becoming an entrepreneur is different. I may know how to, make a robot, but if I don't know the entrepreneur skills, how will I start my own business?
Correct.
So both have a great, combination, and both are very good supporters. So in my knowledge, because in CBSC, my is a CBSC school. In CBSC, from class 6, there are many skills. So my commerce teachers goes for a, period or 2 periods in class 6 and teaches them what is an entrepreneur, building their interest. But I think with the coming children and with the focus shifting on tweens now, that tweens take every decision that what TV should come in home, what refrigerator should come in home. I think these things should start right from class 3 now,
Hmm.
because when children come in class 3rd, they are quite, good enough to understand things, and
Right.
little bits can start from 3rd, 4th, 5th, and from 6th they can have it in a proper form, so that by the time they come in 9th, 10th, they choose the right subjects, they know what they have to do.
Absolutely, miss. Absolutely. And, talking about entrepreneurship, the earlier you start, the better. Today we have such big examples like Bill Gates and Elon Musk. They started when they were 15, they started when they were 13.
Yeah,
And that's why today Warren Buffett first invested his first company he invested when he was 13 years old. And today he's
yeah,
in the top 10 richest. So we have to really start early on so that we can actually make an impact larger in life.
actually, Shreyans, what I feel is, um, our times were different. I often quote this example: all children born before 1990, when they would take birth, they would not open their eyes for 40 days. Now, as soon as the child is born, he or she opens the eye. So the difference starts from there. So we have to see that right from class 3rd. I start telling my children, you are now in the first class of primary.
Hmm.
And primary means a big thing. It is not a pre primary now.
Correct.
So right from class 3, I focus on my children to learn lot many core values, which I think majority of people do not teach the children.
Absolutely.
So I feel it should start right from early. So by the time the child is 13 and 14, he or she starts thinking how to be an entrepreneur, and by 15, he or she launches something.
Correct. That's a very, very great thought. And Miss, I'm very, very happy that you are thinking about these things. Miss, my next question to you is, what will the society say? What will the parents say if the child thinks about, okay, I want to focus my entire energy on, I'm on my company, on my startup. So then they spend less time and energy on their studies. So what do you think? How will you manage the parents if you are a school principal?
And over the years, like in this decade of my principalship, I have learned one thing: as a school, we are not only teaching the children but also the parents. Fortunately or unfortunately, I am in an area which has got a lot of villages associated. So the parents are ignorant. And parents, they have full faith on the principal if the principal is taking the school to a good direction. So you tell them anything, like, suppose I'll give you an example. If a child has been selected in Akash, the parent will first come to me, ma'am, he is in ninth. should I make him join Akash or not? And when I tell him that don't put your, feet in two boats, the parent understands. So parents will not say anything. They will take it positively if we counsel with the children, the parents too.
Yeah,
So that is what my point is. So
absolutely.
I feel our job is double. With children, we have to counsel the parents also.
That's a very good point, Miss, because a lot of parents are not that aware about the current scenario, what's the latest trends, and you are in touch with these things. So it's your responsibility as well to make sure that बच्चा अगर ग्रोएगा माँ बाप भी साथ में, they should be aware as well. So,
Yeah,
Miss, my last question before we start the rapid fire round is,
yeah.
you know, how would you measure the success of an entrepreneurship program in your school? Like what tangible thing would you measure?
I would, first go with this, on a scale of 10, I would see that has the child learned the core values? Then is the child moving towards the right direction? Then has the child taken up the values that have been taught to him? And is his thought process, working on that direction which we have been teaching the child throughout? Because it's very easy to judge children.
Right. Absolutely, miss. And thank you so much. Now we'll just go on to the rapid fire round. It'll be a short question and you'll have to answer in one word. Okay.
Yeah.
So, miss, when I say about money, what is it as a value for you as a principal?
Money is not everything in life. Knowledge is everything in life.
Okay, nice. Miss, what is success in your definition?
Success for me is your self growth. Success is not in terms of money. Success is not in terms of how big you have become. Success is only how well you have grown. What values are you learning, even if you are 60, 70, 80?
Wow. And Miss, would you want your students to be job seekers or job creators?
I would want my students to be job creators because India is a very, very big populated country. It is not possible for everyone to go for jobs. So, if my children become job creators, if one child gives jobs to 10 people, then my 1,000 children will give jobs to so many people.
Wow, amazing. And Miss, like, what is the responsibility of a businessman or a businesswoman according to you?
A businessman or a businesswoman, what I feel, should not only have the motive of earning money, but to give to the society. Like, I am a of big fan of Ratan Tata.
Wow.
The way he works, I want all businessmen, whether they are starting or they have made themselves, to follow his example.
Amazing. And Miss, if you could go back to school today, what is that one skill that you would learn that you wish you would have learned when you were in school?
I would definitely want to learn a very, very aesthetic value, and that is becoming a fashion designer.
Amazing. Okay, Miss, thank you so much for your most
My,
valuable thing, your time.
my,
And I
my
hope,
pleasure.
yeah, I have learned a lot from this podcast, and I'm sure that everyone who's watching this will learn and implement something in their school, and they'll thank you for it.
Thank you so much. Have a good day ahead. Thank you.